by Paul Montgomery. He volunteered to do this, and Ken Roen was willing to be his sidekick in a little skit that has to do with the Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon type of interplay. The purpose behind this is to simply, in a very light manner, point out a few things of interest about Prescott. Because you are all volunteers or ambassadors of Prescott, we want you to be aware of some of the things that may not be as well known, so that when you do greet visitors, you can encourage them to know a little bit more about our community. So what you are about to hear will highlight some of these lesser known things about Prescott. And then you will be able to be a host and make the visitors enjoy the community. Now we have Ken Roen, who is considered a skinny Ed McMahon of the Carson Show fame, and Paul Montgomery, who is the Maud Karnak, and the large Johnny Carson. And here's Ken and Paul.
And the question is, no, the answer is McGee Park. Oh, great soothsayer. What's the question?
McGee Park. Oh, yes, yeah. Where's McGee Park? Who's ever heard of it? You get on south on I-35 here, you turn left at the Santa Monica Freeway, and you go across that little bridge, you stumble down the creek, and you're right in McGee Park. And a year ago, I went to it. I never knew it existed. It hasn't officially been opened by the city yet, but it is a natural park, and it's really a thing of beauty. So those who haven't been there have to go there. Next.
Well done, well done. Another tough answer on this one. Freedom Park, what is the question?
Well, everybody's heard of Freedom Park. I mean, you go south on I-35 and you take a right at the Santa Monica Freeway, you're in the Freedom Park. But those who have been around, of course, know the existence and the history. Those who haven't know that it's a spectacular view of both rivers. And in fact, you can have an ambiance of the sewer in front of it, but we're not here to talk about that. Anyway, besides camping, if you know people who like camping, that's available. Obviously picnics and children's swings and the likes of that. There's a pavilion on a first-come basis, and we did use it with our family. We had an Alaskan fish fry there. It's called Freedom Park, as many of you know, because it was a takeoff for a repaired raptor, if that's the right word, but a Freedom Eagle was let off there, and therein lies the name. And the problem with those eagles, you got to watch them if you're having fish fries, because they swooped down and they stole half our lunch. But, anyway, let's see. Any more on that? No?
Well done, well done. Deer House. Deer House, oh, magnificent one. What's the question?
Deer House, I'm getting vibes. Deer House. Oh yeah, Betty House was down here. No, that isn't the right one.
Brown House, magnificent.
Oh, right back here, right behind us, back here, in historic Merkin Mill Park, is the old Deer House from the drive across bridge that was torn down a few years ago. And it's a site that's open all summer long, and it's manned or womaned by volunteers like yourself who tell people kind of to get in gear. And there's kind of an aside with a guy called Tender Ed, who you might know as Ed Helmer, who's the farmer suit man that does, in fact, lift the bridge when it has to be done. So when I go up and down the river on occasion and get on the VHF radio, I'm always calling for Tender Ed, and I say 5522, and he comes back just giggling and chortling. So if you see Tender Ed sometime around this summer, say 5522 and watch him fall over. And when I told him what it meant, that really cracked him. And I said 5522 in trucker is 10-4.
You smell something fishy around here? I smell something fishy going, fishy, oh, wise one. Coming up here, the word is minnows. What is the question for minnows?
Oh yeah, minnows. Minnows swim in water, right? Never touch this stuff. Oh yeah. But if you ever want, if somebody ever asks where you can get minnows in Prescott, it's kitty corner from this building across the street. And what I just learned today, I thought it was a Yamaco, they turned into a Phillips. And French's across the street is where you can get minnows.
The short one, the wise one. Moving right along.
I'm lucky to know the minnows.
You see where we are? Don't get confused, the wise one. The question is, the word is boat ramps. What is the question?
Boat ramps. Well, there's a boat ramp. It happens to be underwater right now, but some people come around the corner and you're the host and they say, where can I launch my boat? And you got to steer them to the ramp, of course. And it's also good to know for those who don't that there are 3 marinas in town where you can slip boats if you have the money. And so there's lots of places to do boating in Prescott.
Right along the coast, boating goes fishing. The word is fishing. The answer is, good wise one, wonderful counselor.
Fishing. Well, you do fishing in the water, I would assume. Yeah, there's a river. There's 2 rivers, as a matter of fact. But the interesting thing is we got a new boat dock in town. I mean, a new fishing dock, so people can walk from shore to the dock and fish in season. Next.
Here we are. Funky. Nothing funky about you, wise one. Funky gardens. What is the question?
Funky Gardens. Oh yeah, up at the old McGee Estate, there's a place called Funky Gardens. And it really is a planned city, so you can steer people that way. I haven't been there myself, but it's interesting, I hear. And also, there's funky people who have funky gardeners located down at St. Joe Cemetery. And there's even one strange dude there who has some soap on her rope and thinks that he can keep Bambi out of his garden. So, like that.
Oh, brilliant, Mark. You have done well. You will do well with the word old wagon trail.
Old gal on rails, what did he say?
Old wagon trail.
Oh, wagon trail. Well, somewhere in the old days, there was a wagon trail that came through, went down this way, ended up down by and going through St. Joe's Garden, or St. Joe Cemetery, down the hill, around the corner, down to Pine Coulee. Now watch, he's going to try to trick you and say, what's a Pine Coulee? But I got him on that one, because that's a guy with a pine, an Oriental playing cat. But anyway, so the road goes down there, and many of you here presently have been, but for those who haven't, it's on the Christensen family property, and Billy is very open to having visitors as long as you're not pigs and throw beer cans and Like one time I saw a kid shooting bottles, and so I made him pick them up, but I was a little nervous because they had the guns. But in any event, it's one gorgeous place, not 1 mile south of Prescott.
Oh, unstoppable one. You have impressed this crowd tremendously. Now I know he will tell you one more time, it's close by. It is Pine Glen. Oh, unstoppable one, tell us the question.
Pine Glen. That's the Oriental name that is this funny hat. Pine Glen. No, Pine Glen is a very beautiful and old cemetery just south of St. Joe's. There's a place for everybody in this town. And it does date back into the 1850s. It's a beautiful, serene place to be with a spectacular view of, guess what? The river. And in its time, I guess that there was the Guard, Civil War Prescott Guard, and there are remnants of 8 of the soldiers who represented this area. And I'm quite sure if you like to pick gravestones, which is kind of a strange thing to do, but I mean to watch and look at the history, these people will be noted as veterans of that Civil War out there.
Pizza! Pizza! Wasn't that hot, huh? Oh, intelligent one. What is your 11th answer?
This is a comedian. Or a ventriloquist, I don't know what it's about. Well, actually, there's 2 pizza joints in this town, as many of us know, but this is all for people who may not know. And of course, up the hill on 10, there's Jimmy's, and right down the street here, we've got Papa Tonio's. But in addition to that, this is really Restaurant City, and I would guess, hazard, that there's at least a dozen different restaurants in this town. And right, in fact, behind us on the river is the famous Slip-Out Grill, who serves buffalo burgers, and you know, the real thing, from bison, or some people, what is it called, a wakati, and anyway, so there's plenty of places to eat around Prescott. You can steer them that way.
Bikini! Bikini! No, I'm embarrassed. Sorry about that. Oh, wise one, it's biking! Biking! You heard it, Master, it's biking. What's the question?
Biker, I think he said the magic word here, you know, rope. All those guys with their hogs taking up all their space in Prescott, I'm one of them, you know. And anyway, I just can't wait until we get like an amphitheater so we can have our annual hog convention there, you know, and we can drink beer and scratch and all that. I mean, this is an acceptable thing to do, folks, because the governor of this town rides a Harley. He came in here with his entourage, so well, we can't wait to get him here. Anyway, really what the vibe is coming through is bicycling. That's what it is. Okay, now, this being, as we know, the entrance and or exit to the Great River Road, depending on which way you're going, I think as soon as that river drops and the weather changes, we've got some grant money, I was told, to dress up behind this building, and there's a ramp going up at the edge of town, edge of downtown here, to connect biking trails, if that's what they're called. And so, depending on which way you go, you'll be able to come across that bridge and say go south all the way to New Orleans if you're dumb enough. So this will become a heavy biking area with a lot of biking type tourists. So it's good that you should be able to know that and tell them. Next.
Next. Great and mighty one. You have done so well. You are so unstoppable. This is going to be a hard one, Karnak. Please do not cry. The word is ceramics. What is the question?
Ceramics. It's coming, it's coming. Countryside ceramics, that's it. There's a real live plant in this town, which I found quite by accident. And like there's thousands and thousands of molds in that thing. MOLDs, or green stuff for ceramics. And I beat on the door one day, and who answers but Joe Lubick? And I says, what, are you kidding? You got this place? And it's in an old chicken coop. And of course, he's got tons of chickens in there to sell. But there's also another one, and I tried to find out, I heard it was on Mississippi Street. Does anybody know the other ceramic store that's out of somebody's basement? I just can't seem to find out, but I heard it. I don't want to slight them, but it's, at least Joe's is one heck of a place, and they're open where you can drive people to or steer them to if they're looking, and it's quite a find. And so that's why we're doing the skit here for some little known things, at least to me, as a newcomer of 16 years.
I hope I did this one straight now. It's Welcome and Heritage Center. Welcome and Heritage Center at 330 Lake Street and 330 Lake Street. 330 Lake Street, no. Welcome and Heritage Center and 330 Lake Street. That's a mouthful. I hope you got it on this one.
So that was the answer, or was that the question? Let's see. You sure it wasn't Hysterical Center? No, Heritage Center. Well,
whatever you wish, sir.
Well, those are the two sites in this town which are on the national, I'm going to get my glasses here, on the National Register of Historical Places. So that's good to know.
This is truly a date, don't get me wrong. This is a date. 1850 is the date. You read that one, Karnak. What's the question?
I'm breaking my mind here. I mean, you've asked me 1,850 questions. Oh, yeah. The Greek architecture, the Greek revival architecture is coming now. There's a number of homes in Prescott that were built in that era, including, it's coming to me, without glasses, Webster's, Mitchell, how many coming here? Woolies, and speeding in and out.
But these in Friedell's homes down the street.
Oh, there's no, yes.
Oh, his head is
Karnak must rest.
not only hot head, I mean, he's got a hot head.
The vibes are leaving me, so I'll just take one more. That's all I can do.
Oh,
all I can do.
Wonderful. Well, you have done well, wise, and wonderful one. One more. We are honored with one more, ladies and gentlemen. One more. Okay. And that word is Harvey. Oh, eminent Shakespearean actor and Oriental mystic. Pray tell, what is the question? Harvey.
You've gone too far. Far with this. Harvey, I mean, we're talking about Prescott and history and things of interest in Prescott. You know, I was almost burned out with the 1850 shot, so I'll tell you what, you're a smart man. You got here late, you're on.
Dowd is my name, Elwood P. And I'm happy to be here tonight because I came to introduce to you a very, very special friend. He's a Puga. Oh, Harvey. These are just ordinary people. Down here in this park. Stand right there. Look at the people now, Harvey. They're nice people. Okay, got it. Ready. He's ready to see you now, people. His name is Harvey. He is my 6 feet, 1.5 inch, big rabbit. Very dear friend of mine. These people all seem to have a special need. Special need? What would be their special name? Oh, I know what it is. He said, it's volunteers. You all seem to have the special name of volunteers. Yes, Harvey, that's really a good name because, no, they weren't baptized with that name. That was a special name they got for volunteering their time. They've got so many good things to offer. Talents, skills, pleasures, companionship. They offer all these things, Harvey. Isn't that great? Yeah, I think it's great. Would it be great to be one? Let's ask. Do you think it would be great to be a volunteer? Oh, yes. They really like being volunteers. You like being one? Well, what do you have to offer? What? Oh, he gives advance notice. And he had very good companionship. So, all right, Harvey, we'll go out to volunteer. Okay. What's that? I don't know. Just a minute, Harvey. We're not through yet, are we? Well, okay. You come. Oh, yes, okay. Harvey says it is very important before we leave tonight that we tell you we have a wonderful play group in town, and those people are volunteers, and they are getting ready right at this time. What? It is this time, isn't it, Harvey? Yeah, they're not ready to give the play yet. They're just getting ready to practice the play right now, Harvey said. And if you watch your paper, in a month or so, there'll be a presentation of what? Oh, yeah, presentation means what the play on Harvey. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, there'll be a presentation. Yes, Harvey? Yeah, well, we never know quite yet. Okay, I'll tell you. All right. Okay, I can tell you that we don't know quite where it's going to be. Sometimes it's at the high school, sometimes it's at the playground up here, but yes, yeah. Okay, we won't tell the date yet. They should be going to take some stuff. Okay, yeah, you don't need to look. We won't tell the date tonight, but you look for it yourself, and it'll be a wonderful time. And the name of that play, yes, you know, it's your name, but that's also the name of the play. Yeah, okay. The name of the play is Harvey. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
We clap for
Yes.